you make the distinction. It's like, you know, if you call somebody a Christian fascist, which there are, that doesn't mean you're attacking Christians. It means you're attacking Christians who are fascists. There's a big difference.
We have time for one more. We wanted to go
Then
there.
Professor, I'm Jewish, but I'm also American, and I'm much more interested about this country than Israel. And I want to tell you a very short story.
No, if you're going to ask me a question, you can tell me a
And
story.
I will ask you the question, which very much corroborates
Okay.
what you are saying. There is a very expensive, influential school in New York for the kids of rich American Muslims. After 9/11 tragedy, the questionnaire was distributed among its students, asking for their reaction on the action of the terrorists. The results were astonishing. 75% of students enthusiastically supported the 19 Saudi Arabians who exploded 3 airplanes, destroying the World War II.
I think that it's well understood that there's a huge problem.
But that's not the end of the story. Yes, it will
No,
be
I
a
don't
question.
want the whole story. I
And
want-
killed 3,000 innocent Americans. Of course, the principal of the school was very disappointed and lectured the students on the correct responses. Then the questionnaire was distributed again. This
Yeah,
time,
look, you're telling me a story. I don't want to hear the
This
story.
time-
I want another question. There's no point in going on with the story. You can tell me later. Go ahead. Anybody have a question? Anybody got a hostile question?
Well, I'm not hostile.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to do
actually really
that.
like what you're saying. So all these leftist organizations are so concerned about human rights and blah, blah, blah. Well, why aren't they concerned about Muslims illegally occupying land which legitimately belongs to Israel, which is the West Bank and Gaza? Why aren't they concerned about Muslims killing other Muslims and Christians in Darfur and all the illegitimate wars that
Because
Muslims are against civilians
I
around
mean,
the world?
leftism is a religion, and there's nothing consistent about it. People who call themselves progressive, and the whole progressive tradition supported the worst by many, many miles, mass murderers in human history. Joseph Stalin and Mao Zedong. You probably don't even get taught about these people anymore in schools because they're, you got all these leftist professors. They slaughtered 2.5 million Cambodians and Vietnamese when thanks to the anti-war movement, which I was unfortunately part of, the United States withdrew from Vietnam. All that blood is on the head of the Jane Fondas and the Ted Kennedys and the Howard Deans who participated. Democrats are proud of what they did in the Vietnam War, even though they got 2.5 million people slaughtered by the communists. Leftists, they have this fantasy that there's a future world in which there's going to be no racism, no sexism, no homophobia, and no war. It's the kingdom of heaven on earth. Therefore, everything that they look at, that they see, looks like hell. And then who's the agents of this great transformation? It's the oppressed. Well, you know, Hamas, and they figured it out, the Palestinians, how to become the oppressed when they are the aggressors and the oppressors. So when you're talking to a leftist, you're not talking to somebody who can put 2 and 2 together and get 4. Always remember that.
Okay, you guys, we can't accept any more questions at this time.
But, you know, if you want to come at me afterwards,
Oh,
come on up. You
I
look
said a question.
fairly harmless. I will sign books, and I'm willing to chat with everybody, and I apologize for getting hot under the collar, but these are emotional issues, and particularly when you're under, you know, if I were invited to come to a campus by professors in an academic setting, you would see a very different person. But coming in under this kind of challenge, and I think this is a battle, and it's a battle we have to win sooner or later. There's a lot of people who are really good people on this campus, good people who understand what's going on in the Middle East, who are intimidated by the forces here. And among those forces are these lunatics out there who the university refuses to discipline. When I say punish them, I'm not calling for anything draconian. It's just If you don't behave in a manner appropriate to a university, we're going to take away some of your privileges. Really simple. I think this problem could be cured within a term if the administration at this university would do something. Would just exert, defend its own principles and its own statements. And anyway, so that's what I think. Thank you all.